not seen before. In a village he'd lived in and once held so dear in a dale, the edge of the moor. Though the bloke in the shop seemed reluctant to sell, they'd struck a bargain that day, and the price that he paid, well, he thought fair enough, never knowing what someday he'd pay. But the fiddle was made of the dark, dark wood. There were memories deep in its grain, and the memories stirred if the fiddle was played, and its voice could sing out once again, and its voice could sing out once again. Well, he wanted the fiddle for his daughter at school. She was living in Leeds with a mum. Oh, the wife who had left him when his farm finally failed, the loss of it all left him numb, and he'd had to start working in Tesco's, pushing trolleys to try make ends meet. Oh, and it was a struggle to save a few pounds to buy his young darling a treat. Now his daughter dismissed it, that mucky old thing, with a look of such utter disdain. She'd an eye on a new one in a shop up in Leeds, and he knew that it failed once again. And later when he sat with the fiddle on his knee, and he felt the tears start to come, while he thought how his life it had fallen apart, and he plucked at a string with his thumb, and he plucked again and again at the strings, felt something inside start to stir, and before very long, well, it picked up the bow, and the fiddle was under his chin. First all the notes they were scratchy and thin, played on with scarcely a thought. By the time the moon it was full in the sky, it played tunes that had never been taught. But the fiddle was made of the dark, dark wood. There were memories deep in its grain, and the memories stirred fiddle was played, and its voice could sing out once again. Oh, its voice could sing out once again. As the weeks turned to months, his skill it grew more, till the fiddle took over his life. He often played on instead of going to work, lost his job, lost contact with his daughter and wife. The bills quickly mounted and the rent went unpaid, while he stamped out the beat with his feet, and the bailiffs waltzed in and danced out his possessions, and he found himself out in the streets. So now he was living the life of a tramp, roaming lines, sleeping rough in the streets. Sometimes he could find a meal in a bin, more often he'd nothing to eat. And he once tried his hand at the busking, but he found that the tunes wouldn't play, and the townsfolk they said he was bad for their business, and their anger it drove him away. But the fiddle was made of the dark, dark wood. There were memories deep in its grain, and the memories stirred if the fiddle was played, and its voice could sing out once again. Oh, its voice could sing out once again. Then one day he was back in the village where he bought the fiddle so long ago. He was sickly and weak and nearing starvation. He was near the die's final throw. He knew he'd have to sell back the old fiddle. Oh, the thought of it gave him such pain that the shop it was gone, just a dark empty shell, and he stood and he cried in the rain. Crossroads up near a village, on a moor above a high dale. Some say that evil it dwells there, and some that it's just an old tale. They discovered the body of a tramp there one morning, his hands clasped an old fiddle bow, but no fiddle was found at the crossroads, although they searched high and low. But the fiddle was made of the dark, dark wood. There were memories deep in its grain, and the memories stirred if the fiddle was played, and its voice could sing out once again. Oh, its voice could sing out once again.